Hey everybody, my name is Patrick. I'm on our agent development team here at Lori Life and Health. And today I wanted to bring you some more information regarding Medicaid redeterminations all across the country. You can see here I've included kind of our region's Medicaid cards. So these are what the different programs are because Medicaid is by state. It is not a federal program. That's important to remember. So the different qualifications vary depending on where you're at. But as I'm sure you have heard now in the industry, there's going to be millions of people that are going to be losing their Medicaid status in 2023 due to the end of the public health emergency. So let's dive right into it. So for those of you who might not be 100% up to speed on what Medicaid redeterminations is or what the public health emergency is, let me give you some fast facts just so you know exactly what's going on. So since April 21st, 2020, and the COVID-19 pandemic began, there's been a public health emergency put in by the federal government. And because of this public health emergency, no one has been redetermined on their Medicaid status. When I say redetermined, that just means checking to make sure they're still eligible. If they're still eligible, of course, they get to keep it. If their income is increased, say they get a job, they're no longer eligible, they will be dropped off of Medicaid. So beginning April 1st, 2023, these Medicaid redeterminations are going to resume. Before COVID, they were a thing. They happened on a monthly or quarterly basis. People were redetermined on Medicaid. Once again, if they still qualify, they got to keep their status. If they don't qualify, their status gets revoked. Kind of how it works, just most normal years. But beginning April 1st, 2023, these redeterminations are going to resume. And because of that, there's an estimated 17.4% of Medicaid and CHIP beneficiaries to lose their Medicaid. So this is a whole lot of people. Now, out of those, 2.7 million are expected to qualify for a qualified health plan. This could be an ACA plan. And out of those, 1.7 million are expected to qualify for a $0 premium plan. So I can already see the wheels turning in your head. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for agents to grow your book of business from this, but also give these people the help they need. Because I saw another stat the other day that I think when redeterminations were a thing before COVID, 65% of people that get redetermined off of Medicaid go a certain period of time uninsured. And it is our job at agents to make sure that doesn't happen. So let's dive into the numbers here so we can see what it looks like in your state. So as you can see here, I put together a chart, and these are not hard and fast numbers. These are just strictly estimates. And what I did, I took what the national predictions are, and I just broke those percentages down by state. So you can see on a national scale, there are currently 89 million people who are Medicaid beneficiaries. Out of those, 15 million are predicted to lose their Medicaid. And then of those 15 million, 2.7 are predicted to qualify for a QHP or a qualified health plan. This could be an ACA plan. Now, I took those same percentages, broke them down by state, so I won't bore you reading through all the different numbers. But as you can see, South Carolina, you got over 200,000. North Carolina, you got over 300,000 predicted to lose. Tennessee's just south of 300,000. Georgia's a little bit over 400,000. And Florida has the most just strictly off of population. They're close to 800,000 people. Now, that's just predicted to lose their Medicaid. Out of those, you still have a lot of people that are predicted to qualify for a QHP or an ACA plan. So this is really where us agents can go out and educate the public about what's about to happen. And then fortunately, we have the tools in our toolbox with the appointments with the different carriers to be able to help these folks get the coverage that they need. And the good news is the majority of these people are going to qualify for a $0 premium or a very low cost and low cost share silver plan. So let's jump into some marketing practices that can get you in front of these people so you can grow your book of business and also give them the help that they so desperately need. So the number one question in all of this I get asked as part of our agent development team is, Patrick, how do I take advantage of this situation, grow my book of business, and help as many people as possible? And the answer I'm going to give you is local grassroots marketing. Grassroots. You got to get out in the community. You got to make as many connections as possible. You got to educate the public, whether that's at low come housing places, whether that's at churches, food banks, provider groups, doctors' offices. You got to let people know what's about to happen. Now, how can we help with that? We can help build a very professional flyer that when you go to these places to hand out to leave behind. So there's different ways you can go about this. You can go tell people once, that's great. Maybe they'll remember you. Maybe they'll give you a call if they have a question about it. Maybe not. The number one way, keep going back. Go volunteer at a food bank. Go get to know the people that are in charge of that food bank, because they're going to have some folks that are used to getting food there, and they're going to all of a sudden wake up one day and lose their Medicaid status. They're not going to know what happened. They're going to be talking about it, and the people that are in charge of that food bank, they give you their information. They can become a client. Go to a doctor's office. This is going to be where the majority of people find out, unfortunately, that they're losing Medicaid status. So you go to the doctor's office, they get a bill it. They're going to realize, hey, I don't have Medicaid anymore. Now I have a copay. What in the world happened? Or maybe even worse, I don't have insurance now. So they need an agent to refer these patients to, because somebody in billing might understand what's happening, but they can't write them on a plan. Only you can. So go to doctor's offices, be consistent, go once a month, remind them what's about to happen so you can become that resource. So it's not going to be a complete shock to people on Medicaid, because they should have got a letter or a phone call along the way letting them know they are going to be redetermined. But let's be honest, the majority of these people, like I said, they're going to be talking to the people at church, be talking to their advisors at a low-income housing place. They're going to be talking to their person in billing at their local doctor's office when unfortunately they find out they don't have any health insurance coverage. You need to become that resource so you can get those referrals and you can help them get the coverage they need. One other little bit of information for you and a tip: reach out to your current dual clients. Maybe you have some people that are hovering around 100% of the federal poverty level. They may have friends that are Medicaid eligible right now, and you just need to let them know that if they hear that they lost Medicaid coverage, you could become a resource for them. So leverage your current book of business, go out in the community, your local community. It's not something you want to do statewide. You really want to make an effort to become that resource right there to help people when they find out, unfortunately, they lose Medicaid status. So as you can see, in 2023, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be, unfortunately, losing their Medicaid status. Estimated nationwide is 2.7 million people, and out of those, 1.7 million are expected to qualify for a QHP, qualified health plan. So it's our job to educate the public, educate your local community, become that resource for people when they have questions about this, whether they're even keeping their Medicaid status and they want peace of mind. It's our job to educate them as well. And then, of course, if they're losing that status, we can help them with the ACA plan. So if you have any questions at all about how to get out there, how to market, how to educate the public, give our office a call, 803-256-2067. We'd love to talk to you and help you grow your business in 2023. Y'all take care, and I look forward to seeing you next time.